I want to share with you our recent trip to Las Vegas. Went to specifically look at the Bellagio's Conservancy Garden Changeover. They 2-3 times a year they take the whole garden down and add a new one within a week. Uh, we got there Sunday mid-afternoon, and they had already gotten started in the deconstruction of the display. And so I was there watching how they start taking things down, and in hopes of, seeing how it's done and how they will get the new display. Lots of activity going on, a lot of equipment. It's kind of a miracle that they could get all this stuff inside. We'll be looking at some of the ways they have to get through all this people up on top, down below. What they do is they have a 24-hour work session, so 3 8-hour shifts, and everything has to be precise in terms of who's going to do what and when, because they only have 1 week to take down and put the new one back in. There was a display of what is going to be the next display, but I was there to see all this construction or deconstruction. And this is in the back parking lot. This is our view from our hotel room. It's nice, but the last time we were there, we had this spectacular view of the strip. Was I disappointed? No, because this time we got to see all the action. Like I said, I was there for watching the construction and deconstruction. So I was visiting this site 2-3 times a day just to see how the progress was. In my younger days, I was part of the landscape contractors, and we did these weekend things with no budget. These people had a tremendous budget. I wouldn't be surprised if they were budgeted for over $500,000 or even more than that. But anyway, I just love watching these type of things. So we made a special trip. Okay, now everything has to go through this uh, public space area, and although there's some area that's protected, but you see the floor, this is all marble and inlaid tile, and so they have to be very careful how they had to get through. So all they had was these couple people stopping the traffic and then letting the workers through. It's fabulous how they got everything arranged. And look at this. This is the crew, and they have their lockers right there on site. The guy in the back, I think he's the one that's taking the tree. No, no, no. This is the guy that's working on the little mountain thing there. But if you see in the back the yellow foliage on the flower, the tree, they had to take all that off, and they were going to make it into a different tree. Ooh, I look at this guy and I said, "Oh my God!" Well, I'm afraid of heights, so just watching him, it's like, whew, give me the shivers. But these guys are all pros. It's not like they were just here the first day. They've been doing this for a number of years and very coordinated, because you only have 20 that 1 week to get it done and get it done right. So they're positioning this. Well, some of the stuff was recycled, but it will have a totally different look because of the way they're positioning it. Okay, this is not from our room, but very close to it. This is the back lot where they doing all the staging, right? Now we're back at night. It continues on. day and night, 24 hours a day for a whole week because they got to get this new garden put in place. I just love watching this kind of thing. So, well, outside it was over 100 degrees, so it was much easier for me to be inside going to check out how Bellagio is doing things. So as they're deconstructing, they're constructing on the back end. So that the tree you see with the yellow foliage, they took all that off, and then later on they put on green foliage so that it matches the situation. So I've been there a number of times. I do notice that there's a lot of stuff that being recycled. Oh, this is one of the coolest thing here. This is through the common area, and they have this double door that opens up, and then they had to carefully bring everything in. See, look at this, all this marble flooring, and people are just watching. It's just really a cool process. Okay, so the pond they had, I think they reconfigured this shape. And I think they try to make it so that they could reuse as much as possible. So the guy up there on the tree, he was taking the yellow off. And then as we get into the back, you could start to see all the action there. This big long truck, they had to take all these trees out with I think a rope because it's so long. I think it's all from California. So I'm not sure whether he's going in or coming back. But okay, let's see. He's still taking things out of the big truck here. And then, oh yeah, on the over the left top, tour buses have to come pick up guests too. Okay, here's the cool part. This is the lion being delivered. So this is the big lion in 3 parts, followed by the little guy. I think he should be coming around pretty soon here. So this is the 3-parter. And then this is the little guy. And all this action, all the stuff that got taken out and taken apart had to be wrapped. So they have to wrap this thing so when it goes into storage, it could stay nice and clean. So back inside, they're still trying to move that thing. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes in here. Very precise work that's absolutely necessary. I just really love this kind of stuff. Just watching people do everything. It's so fascinating to me. So I go all the way to Las Vegas. I don't do any slot. I don't gamble at all. We basically look at things like this, and we do eat a lot. They have some great places to eat. Oh, it's almost in place. Come on, get that in place now. So I guess they have to have like 3 foremen for each shift, and there must be some person or group of people that have the whole overall scheme of things. Well, now we can see the lion that's been put together. Oh yeah, and when they do things, they do a massive amount. That all that orchid there, getting ready to be put in, and all getting all these heavy equipment to not bump into each other. Probably is tough logistics. So some of the plants are start to come in, and I think they're still trying to clean up the front part. Oh yeah, people were admiring all these orchids. So now this guy over here that they took out the yellow foliage or the flower, and now they're trying to put it back so that it turns green. And it seemed like a very tedious process. So one tree acts as different type of tree. Oh yeah, look at this lion and the little baby there is starting to come together now. Now, we could only stay for 4 of the 7 days, so we can't get to the conclusion, but saw enough to see, oh wow, what a fabulous setup. Oh yeah, this gentleman here is putting in the drip system, and when he saw me with the camera, he decided he's going to pose. It got to be hard to be working like that with everybody clicking away, but he was friendly enough. Okay, so when they get done, there will be nothing visible. In fact, oh, yeah, these lions are missing a tail, but because of the plants that will be around it, I don't think the tail would have just gotten in the way anyway. But all the staging is done so that everything will be put together one of these days, and there will not be any open space. They jam-packed it full of plants. Okay, so these guys are taking away the yellow flowers that was on the tree. Now, this is another path. This goes into the parking lot. So now we got a bare tree, and I think I saw the next guy was putting on green foliage to make it fit this more like an African theme. So when they come back in, you got to make sure they don't bump into any of the walls, because that's very expensive real estate there, you know. Okay, see, they're starting to pack everything in there so that when they're done, you will not see any open space. And then the gentleman that was putting in the irrigation, I saw that. There's a lot of work that goes in here that most people don't realize. But me being in landscape before, I really appreciate the fact that they can really do this kind of stuff in such a short time. So this is the finished product. And then this is the other part, and then these are more towards the front, so we didn't see too much of that yet. That's my regret, is I can't spend enough time there. And look at this. This is the logistics. Thank you, Bellagio. I had a really great time. So this is Hiro Matsuda saying goodbye for now. I'll see you again in another chapter real soon. And those of you, if you have a chance, go to Las Vegas. It has a bad reputation, but you could be like me. Don't gamble at all and have a wonderful, wonderful time. So anyway, once again, this was at the Bellagio Conservancy Garden inside, and it gets redone every so often in 1 week. See you again real soon. Goodbye.